Hey everybody, welcome to Drawsome. If you love drawing, then this is the channel for you. Well, today we are going to learn how to draw the hammerhead shark, one of the coolest, most unique living things in the ocean. So, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to bring over this first page here, which is a light sketch. I've just kind of sketched in some of the details ahead of time just to save a little time to make the lesson go a little faster and a little smoother. And as I'm going over some of these faint lines that I've already put in, you'll see how to sketch it also. So we're going to start off with the hammerhead shark's back. And you'll notice that before the head, that oddly shaped head goes onto this front end of the animal. The rest of him actually looks pretty normal as far as sharks go. I'm going to leave a little space here for the dorsal fin, except for maybe a faint line here, as we just continue to draw the shark's back. And as I'm curving up here, you'll see that the tail is bent into kind of a sweeping motion to show that the shark is swimming. So I'm just going to continue this line curved up like this, up into the corner. So let's take a look at what we did. One long, slightly curved line for the back, a little fainter where the dorsal or back fin is going to be, that then curves right back up into the corner of the page. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is go underneath, and I'm going to draw this line from where the hammerhead is going to start. Just go a little bit over and just kind of lightly mark in where the side or pectoral fin is going to be. That's this long, narrow fin here. Then I'm going to continue with the belly. And just as this line here curved up towards the corner, I'm going to do the same thing with the line underneath his body. Just making kind of small sketching lines, and then going back over them to make them a little bolder, a little smoother. So now we've got the length from the top and the bottom of the shark. So the next thing I'm going to do is head on over here to the head. And the head is sort of at an angle, not perfectly flat, but tilted a bit towards us. So I'm going to have one line that curves out like this, and another the opposite way for the other side of the head. Then I'm going to put one line that just kind of dips in a little bit in the middle like this, and then just kind of bends ever so slightly out this way. And that is the front edge of the hammerhead. Now I'm going to curve this line over. And on this side, we're going to actually see one of the eyes facing us. So we're going to make a shape that comes out this way right here. And then I'm going to place a small circle right in the widest part of that shape. The next thing I'm going to do is put an even smaller circle within that. But I'm going to leave just a little bit of reflected light in the center to really show that this animal is alive. Okay? Next thing I'm going to do is add the two main fins that we can see in this picture, which are the dorsal fin on the back and the pectoral fins on the side. Now the hammerhead shark, especially the great hammerhead, has a really tall, narrow dorsal fin. Really kind of makes it unique to other sharks. The only other shark I can think of that has a fin similar to this is probably the sandbar shark. So one tall, narrow, curved dorsal fin. And you'll notice I put another line right along here just to show that the fin is a little thicker in the front than it is in the back, with a little notch here in the back. Now, back to the pectoral fin, which is sort of like an airplane wing. It stabilizes the shark and helps it tilt from one side to another. It's also very long, very narrow, and pointed at the end. So you give his body support. And again, I'm going to make this leading edge here a little wider than the trailing edge. And it also has a little notch right in here, like that. Now for the tail. As I said before, the tail fin is kind of sweeping in a motion to show the side-to-side swimming technique of the hammerhead shark. So I'm just going to take this line and I'm going to make it join right onto the top. And this tail is sort of bending away from us. And like most sharks, the top part of the tail fin is quite a bit longer than the bottom. So that bottom part of the tail fin here is going to curve out like this. Okay, so these are the three main fins, the head, the body shape. Next, we're going to add some more details. Another small fin near the back as it trails down towards the tail. One underneath on the bottom side. And then two more fins side by side underneath the shark's body right about here. Most sharks have 5 gills, and this guy is no exception. So right here in between the pectoral fin and the hammerhead, I'm going to make 5 lines that curve this way. Those are our gills. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and draw a line that goes from just past the hammerhead down here. It curves down to where the pectoral fins are. And then it's going to begin again and curve back here towards these fins in the back. Most sharks have a light belly and a darker color up on top. And that's the way the hammerhead shark is too. So we can actually leave this area white when we go back in color. Now, one other thing I'm going to do with this, just to show some movement and some motion, is I'm going to put some lines here like this to kind of show the direction that the animal's swimming in. Like that. All right. And now I'm ready to add some color. Most sharks are kind of a grayish up on top, and hammerheads also have a little bit of a brown or bronze color to them. And as I said before, we're going to leave the underneath white. So I'm just going to lightly start to color over here. And rather than have you sit through the whole process of me slowly coloring, I'm just going to bring us right back to this one that we started with. So here's basically how the hammerhead shark is colored. You have kind of a combination of brown up on top where the light would be shining through the surface of the ocean, white underneath, and the rest is mostly different shades of gray. You can kind of darken it in areas where there would be more shadows and kind of lighten it in areas where there would be more light. Then in the background for the ocean colors, I've chosen to go with kind of a lighter blue to show the more brightly lit surface, kind of a darker shades as we get down to the darker parts of the sea. And just to make this one really stand out, I've outlined it in black. All right, well, that's my first lesson on how to draw a hammerhead shark. I'm going to have another one coming up on how to draw the hammerhead from underneath. So come back to Draw Some and check that one out.